pharaohs of...
Broadcasting worldwide in complete defiance of the U.S. Patriot Act and the NDAA.
This is the Truth Frequency Radio Network.
Now I don't care about what you've heard while the rumors are flying. Don't believe a word.
Are you the 100th monkey? Will your awareness be the one that tips the scales? You're listening to the 100th Monkey Radio with Tom and Ramon on the Truth Frequency Radio Network. Oh, well, here we go, Ramon. I think we have an official start finally.
Yay. How professional of us.
Yeah. So you guys are listening to the 100th Monkey Radio on the Truth Frequency Radio Network. This is Tom and Ramon. And, wow, guys, Happy New Year. We are out of 2012. Thank God.
Feliz Navidad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So, Ramon, 2012 was a very interesting year, to say the least. There was so much happening and so much that happened. I'm very optimistic about 2013 and looking forward to see us actually, now that that date is passed, maybe we can start focusing on building our future in a more productive manner instead of, being distracted by all these other little games that were played and the shadow boxing that happened and all that stuff. I know a lot of this is still going to go on and there's still going to be those, shadows that are cast out there for distraction purposes. But I think that now we have, an opportunity in front of us to really pay attention to our future and start focusing some energy there.
There's something, our guest coming up, and I don't want to say who she is yet, but she said something that came out true. It came out true for me, which was, I heard a lot of people saying that it was a terrible year for them, and granted, I had a really close friend of mine pass away, but I think it was a really good year for us because, we started a second show. We have our own show building slowly, and, my book came out. So for me personally, I think it was a pretty good year, other than putting up with you for another year.
Yeah. Well, I actually had a pretty decent year myself. I had, there was a lot of inner growth that happened for me this year. I expanded leaps and bounds. When I look at last year compared to the last 10 years, I had as much personal growth in the last year as I did in at least the decade before. So, all I got to say about that is, wow, it was a busy year.
Yeah, it was definitely a busy year. It's really good. I think it was really good for the monkeys.
Yeah. We did throw a couple new things in the news there, Ramon. Maybe touch on one or two of them before we go to break here in a minute.
Let me look at the times. Okay. We got 30, 40 seconds.
Well, there's one thing I put on the main page. Pane Andov's blog is a very, very interesting read. And I would urge anybody to drop by our website, and on the bottom of the page we have a news section. And if you drop down there and click on the link to the Pane Andov blog, I'm very impressed with the work he did. So, and again, I don't subscribe to everything that he believes in there, but there's some stuff there to definitely consider.
So I want to throw in before the break, which I might not have time.
You don't.
Some people have been having time traveling experiences in Argentina, so we'll talk about that when we get back to the commercial.
You're listening to Tom and Ramon on the Truth Frequency Radio Network, and we will be back in just a couple of minutes with Miss Enelia Benz.
Oh, you're listening to Harry Mills, by the way.
Have you washed your potato? Could you be the one? Can humanity develop unity consciousness for all? Reaching out with body, mind, and spirit. Tom and
Welcome
Ramon
back to the
invite you
100
join
Monkey
them on
Radio
100
Show.
Monkey
I
Radio
thought I heard the
on
music
Truth
playing,
Frequency
and
Radio
now I
Network.
don't hear it.
To explore our changing times.
Now guys, with
piece
live radio,
together
we're always
the
having a little
evolution
drama
of
here
our
and
body,
there.
mind, and spirit.
So we have a
Tuesdays,
special
5
guest
p.m.
on
Pacific.
today, and I'm really, really excited every time she comes on.
She's our New Year's girl.
Yes, let's not forget that. And she has such a sweet voice. I don't think she needs much introduction other than she has a very beautiful voice. Señorita Enelia Benz. Welcome to the show.
Hi. Thank you. The New Year girl, yeah. I'm here on the first every year from now on, I think.
Yeah, well, you made it on our show. We did you last year on
That's
January
right.
1st, and yeah, it's
Actually,
a wonderful tradition.
I missed that one because I got sick, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's right.
Yeah, Tom spiked my drink or something.
Yeah.
He wanted you all to himself. So you have a lot of new things that are coming up for 2013. I was listening to you and oh my god, I can't believe I forgot his name. Mr. White, Zany Mystic.
Oh, Lance. Yeah, Zany Mystic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you guys have such a beautiful relationship when you guys talk. It's so easy to listen to you guys.
Yeah, he's adorable. I love him.
And very honest man. I don't think I know anybody more honest than Lance White.
I
Yeah.
love him. He's a hell of a good guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So, tell us about this new place that you're putting together.
The Global Ascension Center.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Yes. We last year there was a call for me to start a center. Now I've had this call all of my life, but I've never been really ready, because these things take a lot of time, effort, energy, and coordination and everything else. And I just was too busy, and I really didn't feel that I could commit to something like that. But last year I looked at the situation and I thought, yeah, I think we can do it, because it's not about Enelia Benz setting up a retreat center or whatever where everybody goes to the Enelia Benz Center. It's not like that at all. It's something completely different. First of all, it has to be purchased and owned by the human collective as a sign of taking stewardship of the land. Once the land is acquired, and we're planning to open centers all over the planet, once the land is acquired, then it is activated. So the land, the energy of the land, all the elementals, Gaia, the human body, the humans, whomever is in the human body, the soul, and source, basically unites and becomes one at a physical level dimension, so people can experience it at a physical level. Because it's all very well to say, well, we are one anyway, all of those things are us, and it is true, right? We are our environment, we are source. But to actually experience it at a physical level is completely different. It's like asking somebody, or trying to describe to somebody what an apple tastes like, right? Most people listening to this will have tasted an apple by now. And if I say, imagine the thought of an apple, what does it taste like? You can feel it. You can feel it in your mouth, like the sweetness of it, or the crunchiness, or whatever your favorite apple tastes like. But unless somebody actually bites the apple and crunches it and tastes it, how do you describe that? How can you teach somebody what it tastes like, right? You can't. So this is what the centers are. And my role in the whole construction of the center is to call people to create it. So I call people and gather the funds, and we've established a non-profit educational organization for it, so that it's independent of Enelia Benz. So if anything happens to me, the center will continue to happen, right? It will continue to be there, and everything will be held in trust for humanity. And then, so everybody who sends funds to purchase the center becomes part of the center, and they're free to go in there and become, activated and everything else. Now then, obviously, because we're talking about human beings, and the most important thing about human beings is the relationship and communication among human beings, as soon as this thing started happening, people came together to establish community with this, like, with that energy, the Global Ascension Center energy, which means no gurus, no teachings that are codependent. So basically anybody who comes and teaches, because we offer classes and teleclasses online and everything, there's an online community now, it's open to anybody to come in and offer to their offering, but it has to be independent of any particular teaching or themselves or anything. So it's non-dependent teaching. So you come in, teach something that's completely independent, empowers individuals, and they don't need to go then to another site or whatever to buy something else, or they have to subscribe to some guru or something for their only salvation type thing. So it's something that we are trying to establish as a community to show that we are all empowered. We're all individuals who can teach also others our tools that are independent, and all those people can then go and become independent and raise their vibrations and heal themselves and do everything else too. So that's a kind of a little summary of it.
That's an awesome idea. I mean, there's a lot of those sorts of places that are popping up all over the world right now.
Absolutely. Yes.
It's definitely in the ether, so to say, that it's time for that sort of thing on the planet.
Yeah. We've received loads and loads of people saying we're establishing something very similar. Let's link together. Let's become one. And we're working on the website right now to be able to show everybody, so that, for example, somebody setting up a center in India, for example, somebody can click on them and their contact details, and then they can co-create with that person, right?
Oh, so you're setting up sort of a central hub locator type thing?
Correct. Yes, that's what we're going to set up as well. Yeah.
Wow, that's definitely a needed asset right there.
Yeah.
Where's the center located? And do you have a teleporter?
Not yet. We don't need a teleporter. The teleportation ability is ingrained in the human body. We can actually do it ourselves without any machines. Right? No, I'm serious. Then this because
no, I believe you. I'm working on it, but
yeah, you mentioned it because it's one of my pet projects. I want to be able to learn how to do it and replicate it and teach how to replicate it to others. Right, and that's one of my pet projects. That's something that keeps me occupied and busy. Because I think that once that's established, and it can only be established by individuals who are self-empowered and free of their, all the victim-aggressor cycles and everything like that, it can free humanity from the shackles of location, travel, and suppression, right? You can't war with somebody who will just vanish from where you are and go somewhere else, right?
It'd be a little rough to do, wouldn't it?
So basically the centers, the original one is going to be established in California, because California at a global level is where it works like a radio station. Anything that is established here will be broadcast to the entire human collective everywhere, right? So anything that we learn here and the establishment of the center here will be broadcast all over the planet. That's why, for example, things that were thousands of years old, like yoga and Tai Chi and all these things, as soon as they arrived in LA, California, they were spread to the entire collective, all over the planet. So that's one of the reasons why people come to California to establish themselves or to bring something new. And that's the reason why the Cabal put Hollywood there and all their main things that they create to spread teachings and belief systems and stuff like that.
So do you think California is one of these what some people call it's like a ley line or a very important node of the planet?
Yeah, very important node.
Because it makes sense why you would put California there. If that's like a broadcasting center, then.
Exactly, yeah.
Interesting. So you're saying that that's sort of like a major intersecting point of the dragon lines or ley lines?
I haven't looked at it. I can't really answer that because I haven't looked to see if the ley lines cross here. But I do know that ability for California is here.